transitioning from, something that's obviously very, very relevant and important for a lot of people, we're going to transition into something that is irrelevant and a lot of people don't care about. But me and Senna do care about this, and it is the Fast and Furious franchise. So, as a lot of people do know, Fast and Furious 9, Fast 9 dropped, depending on where you live in the world. It could have been, for me, it was like a month ago. For Senna, it was like last week. For other people, and I think in America, it's only it's about to drop this weekend or dropped last weekend, something along those lines. So, a good amount of people have seen Fast and Furious. It's made 70 million, I think, either domestically or worldwide. Domestically being in America. But yeah, there's a lot of opinions, a lot of feelings on Fast and Furious 9. So Senna, without spoiling it, what are your 1-2 feelings with regards to the latest installment of this franchise?
First of all, shout out to Haxo. I went to watch it with Hanani. And the reason why I went with him, and I went with Simba and Twanelo, I think a whole bunch of us went to watch it. So the reason I went specifically with him was he thinks that after the third movie, I think he just didn't like any of them. He's hated all of them. And on the contrary, I have thoroughly enjoyed the Fast franchise. Probably the only one where I would say meh was 8.
Which one is 8?
But Fate of the Furious. That was the first one with Sean Mendes.
Is that the first one? Is that the one where Jason Statham showed up? Is that the one?
Yeah, that's when he showed up as a good guy.
Oh, okay. So that was his second appearance.
Yeah, his first appearance was on 7. On Paul Walker's last.
Got you.
Yeah, so Hanani's of the opinion that the moment it departed from being a racing franchise, it's now just nonsense, right? What I'll say about Fast 9, no spoilers, but hey, guys, it's just become a spectacle and not a storytelling thing, unfortunately. Yeah. But I know we'll delve into this later. But it was sad. I think when I look back, obviously I'm always online. I'm just gonna be it was lit. Give me the next one. Inject it in my veins. But critically,
You're
I actually
troll.
Yeah, no, I was just being a troll. But critically, being on a serious note, it's become a spectacle more than it is a story. And they tried to tell the story, but I feel like they keep going back to tell a story. So they keep reaching into the past.
Yeah.
Letty coming back to life.
Yeah.
Han coming back to life. All these things. You're oh, okay.
I mean, you just kind of spoiled the thing about Han, but hey, it was in the it was in the trailers.
On the poster.
Oh, okay, cool. But I was gonna say it's in the trailers, but it's cool. It's cool. I think I share literally every sentiment that you have just expressed. I am right there with you in terms of when it comes to this franchise. I think it started off as something, right, that I personally was very happy with. I don't really care for. I think I've watched Fast and Furious, the first one. I think I've only ever seen it maybe 2 times.
Really?
Yeah, I think I've only ever seen it maybe 2, maybe 3 times at most. But I barely remember what it was about. My love really starts from Too Fast, Too Furious. That's where I'm right, sign me up, let's go.
That was actually the trash one.
Nah. What? Well, anyway, let's table that for a second. I knew you were going to say some dumb shit. But anyway, let's table that for a second. So for me, Too Fast, Too Furious, that's my shit. Love it to death. But anyway, this franchise has really taken, it turned into your stereotypical street racing movie to now it's, Avengers Light. And like you said, this 9th one, to me, I think, obviously they feel like they need to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger in terms of the stunts and stuff like that. But I think they're going about it the wrong way because I don't know about you, but I felt absolutely no tension. You know, like, you know, if Vin Diesel ran into a brick wall or got run over by a car, I'm not saying this happened, but if any of that happened,
There's
I
no
didn't care.
there's no sense
You know?
of tragedy at the end.
Yeah, no, I never felt like my protagonist is in danger. You know what I mean? Like you watch any other movie, you're like, oh, okay, actually, I'm not sure. I mean, he'll probably make it, but
he's moving
yeah.
like Superman actually in that.
Literally, like it's like he's Iron Man without the suit, you know. And I'm just like, Kari Chief, you know. And okay, I wanted to get into the spoiler, but anyway, let me leave it.
For me,
mute the audio. Hold on, mute the audio for the next 10 seconds. But this is where the moment where I was done. 10 seconds, just mute. Starting now. 10 seconds, maybe even 5. But anyway, when Cardi B showed up and rescued him when he was being arrested, I was like, fuck this shit. That's what I was like, Fuse,
like, what the-
respect me. Say, this is, that's why I completely, I was like, you know what, I'm annoyed. And then all the other stuff, it was just kind of like, it just felt like, there were so many times where, one, I feel like it was too long. Two, I wasn't wowed. And it was just kind of like you said, that whole
I was wowed,
reaching
but
into the past
not in
thing.
an exciting way.
The plot was vast. It's just wait, another device that we have to find that's going to end the world and missiles.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's just like, yo, and it's not even different movies. It's like your own franchise. You know, like because in the other ones, it was when Khaleesi's Days showed up. What was that other one? What was that device? I forget what it was called. It was like God's Eye or something like that.
The thing that get off the plane.
Yeah. Like so Fast and Furious, I think 6, 7, and 8 have all had the same world-ending, and 9 have had the same world-ending device that they're looking for. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, who keeps making this shit?
Yeah.
It's like, It was a lot.
Well, I think we'll probably unmute here. I think for me, the first one was brilliant.
Yeah.
It was proper. Oh, a racing movie, underground. That was like my first. Oh, underground racing is actually a thing.
So hold on. Do you want to transition into us ranking our Fast and Furious movies?
Yeah.
From I guess worst to best.
Yeah, worst to best.
Okay.
We can do that. So I think for me, the worst one, and I'll start humming them. And they've been 9, right?
Yeah, we have 9.
Worst one has to be Tokyo Drift. I didn't enjoy it.
Oh my god.
No, I'll say it, and it showed because that movie killed the franchise, or it almost killed the franchise. Because there was the first one without Vin Diesel, without Paul Walker, and it should have been its own separate movie, not from the same. They just made a separate movie and called it Tokyo Drift, not from the same thing, sort of Fast universe. I think as a standalone movie, maybe it's cool, but in the context of the series, it probably brought a lot of confusion. And they've been trying to remedy that, and in some instances, they made a mess of it. So I think Tokyo Drift ranked bottom for me.
Wow.
Has to be Fast 9, has to be the second worst, in my opinion.
Okay.
I think this one, for all its spectacle, and I
take notes.
I hated the fact that it had Cena in it, which was cool. Like I love John Cena. But it's almost as if they did the same thing. They had The Rock a couple movies ago, and now you just bring Cena. Like, who's next? Batista, Triple H.
I mean, Batista is an actor. He just might.
You never know. Next thing, so we're WrestleMania. I joked and I was like, you just bring The Rock next time and make it WrestleMania once.
Honestly, but I was gonna say real quick. Did you know that Triple H was in Blade, one of the Blade movies, Blade Trinity or something like that?
I wouldn't be surprised, but I wasn't aware of that. No,
I was shocked. I watched it for the first time 2-3 weeks ago, and I was like, oh, it's Triple H.
Yeah, but all those guys act. Like a lot of them act double up effects.
Yeah.
I know Randy Orton, Edge, all of them, like they act. So yeah, F9, it has a lot, but also it's some of it is unrealistic. Like those stunts, bro. After that, Fast 8, because I think I didn't want Fast 8.
Okay.
I think 8 was was the first one without Paul Walker, and they
So that's the one where they went to Antarctica
and then Ice and The Rock and Jason Statham were there, and it was.
And then Vin Diesel was evil for a second.
Yeah.
Like all that shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nah, I didn't feel it. Then I'll have Too Fast, Too Furious.
Wow.
And that's
Okay.
just because that one was light in plot. It was light in everything, light in action. Tyrese carries that movie with his jokes, but
I'll agree with that.
I think it was light overall. I don't think
We's hungry, cuz.
yeah, like for the most part, it was Tyrese and Eva Mendes was just there. Also, she was looking hot. I was like
Looking fine as fuck.
I was young at the time. Also, entering. How old was I when that movie dropped? I was 10. So you're going into adolescence probably when I watched it. So I remember Eva Mendes was there. And I was like, all right. She dope. She fly. Next I'll have. What am I on now?
So 1, 2, 3, 4. You've ranked 4 of them.
I've ranked 4. So now I'm coming
Yeah.
into the top 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so 5 I'll have Fast and Furious 4. That was
Wow.
great because it was I think the first one that like
Steered the ship.
steered the ship and brought the series back to its roots after the mess that was Tokyo Drift. That was
Okay.
cool. It brought back Dom. It brought back Brian. It was pretty cool. And then I'll have what am I on now? 4.
You've done 5.
I've done
Yeah, you just talked about 4.
Yeah, so I'm going to 4 now.
Yeah.
Is that Furious 6? The one with the plane?
Okay.
The incredibly long runway?
Yes, that was. I think that was 6. That was 6.
Yeah, that whole thing, Letty coming back, it was cool. It was great because it was the first one after 5. So I was excited
Yes.
about where the series is going. And they assembled the crew. And it was pretty cool. And they were in London. I think that's where they were peaking.
Okay.
3, the first Fast and Furious.
Okay.
That was a great movie. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Number 2, the one where Paul Walker dies.
7.
The one that was 7. Furious 7. It was a great movie. I think that one should have been the last one.
Yeah.
That should have been. I think it was
I can agree with that.
It was a brilliant end to the whole thing. Like Vin Diesel driving that way, Paul driving that way. There was that song with Wiz Khalifa. Everything was perfect. Even the story was great. That was the one with Jason Statham. And you're like, guys, this is brilliant. Like, like it's a masterpiece. Leave it as it is. And then obviously, I think my favorite one is Fast 5.
Yeah.
That's the one that started the whole heist
Yeah.
thing. and
Danza
turned these guys.
Kuduro.
Yeah. Fast 5 was brilliant. I still think it's one of the greatest movies of all time. Like,
Yep.
I think
Top
Fast
10.
5 was the peak. And obviously it was the first one with The Rock, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was and the stunts were insane, but they were believable. Which is where I look at the last 2 and I'm like, guys, y'all can take on Thanos now, like for real.
Yeah, one Infinity Stone shy of bringing Thanos down. But,
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Decent list, guys. Add us and let us know what your lists are for the Fast and Furious franchise. We'd be very curious to know that. I would obviously disagree with this. It's spoiler alert. We both agree on number 1, right? So
Okay.
I think for me, the worst of them all would probably be number 1. Yeah, I say the number 1. It's the one I've seen
How?
the least.
Can you remember when I was ranking it lower?
You ranked the first Fast and Furious the 3rd highest.
Oh no, sorry, that's not the one you were hating on. My bad.
Yeah. No. Fast and Furious 1, the first one. The Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, the very first
is the
movie.
bottom. Is
Okay.
number 8. Is number 9 rather.
Okay.
Right. Oh, wow, so it's confusing with these
Yeah,
numbers.
no, but it's the last
number
one.
one is number 9.
Number
Anyway,
one
so
is
the
the
first
last
Fast
one.
and Furious, is the last one. Second from the bottom is got to be, for me, Fast and Furious 4. When,
4.
like you said, yes, they righted the ship, but it was boring. I was bored by that whole thing. Like, it just, maybe because again, back then I watched the bootleg version, but I've watched a better version recently, you know, when I went through the whole series, and I was not impressed. I really,
You know what? I think. Well, for me, just for context, at the time, just the fact that they were getting Paul Walker. I mean, Paul Walker and Vin Diesel.
I get
back.
it.
There
No,
was that excitement that,
based on the fact that you hate Tokyo Drift, yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense why it ranks higher for you. For me, I was great. They've come back, but I was just kind of like, meh, whatever. Who cares?
Yeah.
First one, fourth one, and then Fast and Furious 9 would be, you know, third worst for
Okay.
me. We've spoken about the issues that it's had, and it's just, again, it really, they've done everything, so it's just kind of meh. So that's 9, and then fourth worst is going to be Fast and Furious 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was okay.
accurate.
It was okay. Nothing to say there. It was, you know, it was okay. It was okay. I think is that the Dubai one where he jumped from building to building?
Yeah, where he drove through buildings.
Yeah.
The cars.
Yeah. So yeah, it was okay.
Guys.
It was okay. It was okay. Like, again, it was all right. It was all right. No real feelings or attachments to that. So that's fourth, and then now we're going to do 5, right?
Yeah.
I would put Fast and Furious. I guess I'm kind of going backwards, which would be, so I talked about 8. 6. Let's put 6.
Six is the one with the plane. The way they
Yeah, 6
go
is the
on
one with the plane.
He catches Letty.
Gal Gadot is there. Yeah, no, that was genuinely entertaining.
Yeah,
really
it was.
good,
It
all
was
about
good.
it. You know, loved it. So I'll put 6 in there. Next would be, so I've got what, 3 left, right?
You got 4 left.
4 left. Which one am I missing? Anyway, we'll see how things go. Oh yes, yeah, I've got 4. Yeah. So the next one would be Fast and Furious 7. So 7,
Really?
obviously, like you said, Paul Walker, brilliant movie, top to bottom, absolutely fantastic. I love the villain. Great. It was good stuff. So that's that. So I put 6 in there, or 7 rather, 7. And then, so now I'm left with 3. So this is tough. This is really tough for me.
I think I don't know how you do it. So you have to decide whether or not your number
So,
2
yeah.
is Tokyo Drift or Too Fast
Yeah.
Too Furious.
Yeah,
of which
exactly.
I have both
So
of
I
those
think
way down.
so here's my here's my discussion. So I think number 3 for me, the third best Fast and Furious movie, I'll give it to Tokyo Drift. And the reason why I give it to Tokyo Drift is I love how it was unique. The main actor, the guy that came from America, Lan Lani,
Yeah.
whack as fuck. Like horrible, right? But man, like, and again, and the thing is with me, when I was growing up, when I was watching this movie, we had the DVD, so I've watched it a million times. 2, it was peak Need for Speed era.
Yes.
Pimping rides.
And I was about to come to that actually. That don't you think your decision was swayed by
yeah,
that?
absolutely. So that's the reason. And the music, like, you know, like, listen, I know all the tracks on that movie, and that's really something that I do. It has to be a special movie for me. And it's again, the pimping of the rides, the Nissan 350Z, the drifting, you know, everything. Like, it was just so much. And Han was a badass. Like, it was, and the plot was pretty decent. The plot was decent. I was like, hey, all right, cool.
It came across as
Beginning was nonsense in America, but once they got to Tokyo, Bow Wow was a decent character. Like, it was, that movie will forever, I will argue to death for Tokyo Drift, because I think, yes, it was different from what obviously had been established and went on to be established, but again, like you said, it should have been a standalone movie, like not in the universe. But I think on its merits, it's a solid 8.5 out of 10.
8.5 is high.
8.5 out of 10 for everything else that it did well. Again,
It
I
made
know
me-
having a horrible lead is tough, but
Yeah.
hey.
It made me fall out of love with the series for a little bit, I must say. And I'll just say, it's I guess it's a typical kind of movie that teenagers and little boys would enjoy.
Yeah.
Which
I'd say that.
I think I didn't enjoy because I'd loved the first two.
Also, that other chick, DK's girlfriend, was hella cute. She was hella cute.
If I asked you now, what was that story all about?
Yeah.
The Tokyo Drift story. Would you remember it?
Yes. Start to finish.
I don't think it would register memorably. Yeah, I see.
It was a simple plot. It was a very, very simple plot. And again, very, very basic, right? Two guys who want the same chick. Big plot number one. Plot number two, Han is stealing from I think it was the Yakuza. And that's subplot number two. Done. Very simple, very straightforward. But hey, listen, the rise, like those scenes, fam, like, and the music, hey, like, trust me, I will fight for Tokyo Drift, like scene for scene with anybody, any day.
I always feel like Tokyo Drift, a lot of it is nostalgia. But I'll take your point. So you have number two as Too Fast, Too Furious.
Yeah, number two is Too Fast, Too Furious. Again, another brilliant install. So for me, obviously, I was jizzing from 2 and 3. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I love this franchise. Because again, pimping rides. So this time in Too Fast, Too Furious, we had the iconic Skyline. We've got the Mitsubishi Evo. Like, so like we've got some good rides. We've got the Dodge Charger RT, we've got the Impalas, we've got, all these other rides that are in there. Ludacris comes into the franchise. Obviously, Tyrese is there. At the time, Ludacris was a big artist music-wise. So, apparently his character was meant to be Ja Rule.
Yeah, I heard
I didn't know that.
What Ja Rule was in the first one.
Yeah. I don't know if Ja Rule was in the first one.
He was in the first one.
But, like, yeah.
I think he made a
turned it
cameo.
down.
And then coming on to the second one, they wanted him to play that role. And I think, was it a money issue? There was something up.
It was basically like with Marvel when Terrence Howard was like, this thing is not going anywhere. And
Right.
then they gave it to Don Cheadle, and then look at what it's done since. But Too Fast, Too Furious to me was that Too Fast, Too Furious was an amazing movie. And like you said, Tyrese definitely carried it. I didn't miss Vin Diesel at all personally. I think Paul Walker and Tyrese, that whole tandem rather was really, really great. It was again, Eva Mendes looking like Eva Mendes. It was good. It was really, really solid. Again, basic plot, very straightforward, and obviously probably has one of, I think it's the best line. The best line ever said in the franchise, which was Tyrese when he's got actually the two best lines in the franchise. He's hungry, cuz that's one, and then two, or rather number one, best one that I'll never ever forget from Tyrese is in the third act when they were chucking the urns out of the cars, and he goes, "Ejectocito, cuz."
Yeah, that was actually fine. I think
dying.
he legit. I always say with Too Fast, Too Furious, he carried it. And the only reason I think I've watched it as many times as I have, I think SABC or ETV used to play it all.
DSTV, bro.
Yeah.
DSTV has played that shit a million times. That's another reason where it's just like,
But that's because I think the rights to play that one were probably cheap. For some reason.
Stop shitting on my movie, bro.
I'm not shitting on your movie, I'm just saying. But at least we agree on the first one.
Yeah, no. Fast and Furious 5. Fast 5, The Rock came into it. The fight between The Rock and Vin Diesel was something that people had been hyping already, and it lived up to the billing. Like, it was mad. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like the movie just kept on getting from jump when they broke him out of the
bus.
prison transport. That really, literally, from the moment we started the movie, it was lit. And it was just like, right, we're going to Brazil. And then it's like, you know, they gave you just enough ass. Everything. Like, you know. Like, it was, and then obviously The Rock was being The Rock. You notice in every scene, The Rock was sweating. I was like, is Rio that humid?
No,
or is like,
baby
what's
oil.
going on?
It's like,
He said it's baby oil.
no, don't you know? You must play around buff niggas more often, bro. Why you reckon these ones always be shining whenever they wear these my short sleeve and the wife beaters?
So that's you, Senna. That's your spillion.
I don't do that, but I'm just saying, if you put baby oil on your muscles, it adds a bit more definition to them. So you look
it's life hacks,
leaner,
ladies.
and buffer than you actually are.
No, that's
But
actually
I
quite
think,
quite wild.
and I agree with what you're saying. It felt like each moment in that movie was like a step, because it starts with continuing from breaking him out of the transport, right? And then they go to Rio, and then they assemble everyone, like all your favorite characters from past movies. So if you've been keeping up, you're like, oh damn, Tyrese is back, oh Luda's back, oh Han's back. And then the two Brazilian guys. I'm just assuming they're Brazilian. The bomb experts, loved those guys. They were hilarious.
Loved those guys. They were absolutely hilarious. The banter between the two of them, like, you know, stealing the money from the police station, dragging the safe in the streets. Again, defying physics, but I bought it. I was like, you know what? I mean, with the way that they're driving and turning, you know,
that was
you know,
that was just enough. Like it was just enough. Like the last one, guys.
I think 5, 6, 7. It was they were tiptoed, and I was like, but okay, fine. 8 and 9, I'll laugh for a second. Like that's why I was like, nah, stop it.
Guys, especially 9. I like 9.
Yeah, no. 9 is just like,
there was a point,
bro.
That part I won't say where, but that part between Tyrese and Luda when they did that thing, I was like, guys,
that's in the trailer, but yeah.
Please
But
take
then
us
no, for
seriously.
me, where I rolled my eyes, where I knew this was going to be a long thing, in the beginning, the jungle chase, how Vin Diesel ended up getting out of it.
Yeah. But the shot that's in the trailer.
Yes, that one. I was like, there's no way. There's no, and anyway, whatever. It is what it is. I hope they ended at 10. I read somewhere that it's going to be 10 and 11.
Yeah,
and then
it's
they're
10
done.
and 11.
But, it's a lot.
Like I said,
but although the
must
post-credit
just
scene in F9 was, I was like,
I might want to see
might be something
but
there.
that's what they've always
Might
been
wanna see
doing. It's
that.
like, I might want to see that, and then,
yeah.
you know.
I think they should invest in Hobbs and Shaw. Hobbs and Shaw, I think, is a pretty good spin-off. And I think they can do something there. They can build up that universe and go in a different direction.
But I think they need to end this one by bringing both of them back in some way. That would be a big blockbuster. Like, just to end it.
Nah, and I think maybe even give Ludacris and Tyrese and Han, give them, you know, and Ramsey, give them like a thing, you know, like that's a good. Yeah, that's good. It could be good. Get rid of Vin Diesel. I think the Vin Diesel, family, Sestinho, brother. All right, we love your family. I love my family. It's like,
but afterwards, that's the funny thing with fast movies. Afterwards, I always feel like, guys, family, you know, the homies, it's important. Show love.
Like, if you need Vin Diesel to tell you about family, then
like loving your homies and this.
Again, I don't need that in the movie. Like
a bride on a Saturday in your tank top.
Senna,
the home.
You would have still been the same guy, same shit, without Vin Diesel telling you to do.
No, of course, but I'm just saying, like, don't you just feel like the feeling is enhanced? You know, it's like if you watch like a really romantic movie, you might feel like you want to go be romantic.
Nah. I'm not moved. I'm not moved at all. Anyway, Mr. Moyo, we've spent enough time debating this. I think my list was better than yours. I think I had better arguments. I think the people should agree with me.
I think one is too low on your list.
Yeah, no, one honestly did not move me.
And
but
Tokyo Drift
anyway,
is way too high.
No, bro. Tokyo Drift is legacy, bro. It's legacy. It's DSTV. It's everything. it's an era. Let's put it that way. You know how we spoke about Unknown Track 5? Tokyo Drift is in there where it's like pop culture classics, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'll send you the Lokuzin. You know, I might even put it in the background. The Fast and Furious, the Tokyo Drift theme song. The din 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 din.
Tokyo.
Yeah,
I do think if you're watching that as the first movie in the installment, you'll probably love it. But if you have watched the first two, you would have felt robbed. But anyways, that's just me.
Yeah, it is just you. It is just you.